No doubt about it, this one was dirty. But like I said before, dirt I can handle. But the smell of this cabinet after sitting in an old damp basement for 50 years made me not want to work on it. Luckily, I came up with a solution. I locked a box of Bounce dryer sheets in the cabinet for 2 days, and when I opened the doors to work on it, all I could smell was the linen fresh scent. Now, of course, this is just a Band-Aid solution until I could get the finish off, and with it, hopefully all the odors, but it sure made working on it a whole lot better. This is a solid piece of Art Deco history, probably made in the 20s or 30s. I honestly thought this would be a relatively quick restoration. I was just going to strip it, sand it, and apply oil. And I still think it probably could have been a quick flip, but as usual, before I knew it, I'd gotten in way deeper than I intended. So if you really want to know the secret to removing that musty old furniture smell and making an old piece look new again, I invite you to follow along and enjoy the process. It took way too long to remove the backs of the cabinet. They were nailed in there just really well. But I had to do it to get access to the inside so I could give it a thorough cleaning and sanding. And it's at this point that I decide that I have to completely refinish the inside as well as the out if I'm ever going to get rid of the smell. And the more I can break it down, the easier it will be for me to access and refinish all the bits and pieces. It's not typical that I take apart a piece this much, but sometimes you just gotta do it. I'm all about keeping as much original as possible, but when I saw these casters, especially the one that was being strangled by string, I really thought there was no hope. I do give it a try though, and I'll show you the results a little later on. At this point, I'm feeling pretty good. I've worked on it all day, taken everything apart, given it a good cleaning, and I have it ready for day 2. I have a plan. I want to take this moment to thank all of you out there who hang in and watch my videos and ask you to support my channel by hitting the subscribe button if you haven't already. I currently have around 2,400 subscribers and I would really like to get it to 4,000 subscribers by the end of 2024. Subscriptions, likes, and comments really do help the channel grow and enable me to keep doing videos for you. So a big thank you for all your support. Day 2 is almost at the end and I have started scraping and sanding the piece. I was hoping to have it all prepped today, but when I decided I needed to scrape and sand the inside as well as the outside, well, that just doubled my work. But if I truly wanted to get rid of all the musties, I had to refinish everything, and it's just going to take me longer. Brr, it's cold in here. I started scraping the inside of the drawer, and it didn't take me long to realize it would be a lot easier if I removed the bottom. So I did. The other thing I realized is that if I remove the bottom, then I can flip it over and the stain will be on the bottom of the drawer instead of inside the drawer. Perfect. Day 3 was all about more sanding and more scraping with a little bit of repairs thrown in at the end. And I think this is when it really hit me that I still had a really long way to go. I started cleaning the rust from the caster inserts with a wire brush attachment on my drill, but it just wasn't fine enough, so I switched to my Dremel multi-tool, which had a cool little brush attachment that worked perfectly. Because the inside of the cabinet was protected from the elements, the finish is still on the veneer pretty solid, so scraping is not going to cut it, and I have to resort to a chemical stripper. I'm not sure if you can see this, but there are some scraper marks in the veneer on the top. And if I don't sand them out, you will definitely see them when I apply the finish. So I'm going to hand sand them with 150 grit, then 220, and hopefully I will be able to get rid of them. In retrospect, I should have soaked the hinges in acetone because I think what is rubbing off here is old shellac, but the rust removers seem to do the trick anyhow. At the close of day 4, it was a lot of work, but the prep before finishing is almost done. I finished a few more repairs, did some veneer glue up, removed all the inside finish, got rid of some pretty nasty scraper marks, and cleaned the hinges and handles. I'd call that a wrap. Day 5 was a short day for me because I had a lot of errands to run, but I always managed to put in a few hours when I'm in the middle of a project, and I did get a few things done. I'm using oxalic acid to get out some of these stains on the surface of the shelf here. It did help. It didn't work perfectly, but it did lighten them up. Day 6, more repairs, more sanding, more scraping. Will it ever end? That's how I'm feeling. I taped off where the two different woods meet, and I filled the very small gaps with walnut-colored wood filler. On day 7, I can finally say I'm on the home stretch. This is the day I open my garage door and the smell of old furniture is finally gone. I spend my time sanding some repairs I made with wood filler, and I finally get to apply some stain. I've taped off the walnut veneer that I don't want stained. I will be staining all the light colored wood. I gave it some thoughtful consideration and decided I don't want the high contrast between the light and dark woods. Day 8 is the day I decide I don't like the look of the dark stain I applied to all the detailing. The light colored wood looks blotchy through the stain, and now I'm second guessing myself, thinking I should have left it natural. But there is no way I'm going back, so I bite the bullet and I add another coat of stain to make it opaque by not wiping it off this time. After staining the edges of the bottom doors, I have a bit of stain that is sort of leached over onto the sides, so I'm going to sand it off before I apply the stain on the back of the doors. Day 9, the day we get to see if all this hard work has paid off. I've decided to use a new product called Gilboys. Well, it's new to me. It's called a hard wax oil. It's a product out of the UK. I've watched their YouTube channel for quite a while, and about a month ago I bought some through Amazon. It's really easy to use. You just wipe it on or you can brush it on, and it gives a nice satin finish. Day 11 is the day I finally put everything back together. By far the most challenging part was replacing the old beading that held the glass panes in the upper doors. The original round beading was cracked and missing some pieces, so I had to replace it with the only thing I could find, which was square beading. Having to nail in small, tiny nails into 1/4-inch thick pieces of wood with a hammer next to glass is not fun. Oh, and I also had to chisel out part of the 1/4 inch to accommodate the inserts inside the doors. I was beyond filming at this point, so I have no footage of it, but I have a still photo that you will see what I mean at the end of the video. Well, it's finally here. After 12 long days of working on this smelly Art Deco cabinet, I can now honestly say it does not smell. I don't have to lock bounce dryer sheets inside just to be near it. I really do like the dark stain with the unstained veneer, but I also think it would have looked nice too if I had left it natural. Let me know in the comments if you would have made the same choice. And now enjoy the before and after photos, and I will catch you next time. Bye.